having got a slight lead in the first leg of the Champions League semi-final against Paris Saint-Germain. Today, we face them at the Parc des Princes in Paris for the second leg. Hello and welcome to episode 48 of Irons in the Fire as we try and make West Ham good and great again. My name's Mark and on today's episode we have two games for you. First up, Paris Saint-Germain, the Champions League semi-final, second leg in Paris. And then we face Liverpool at home at the London Stadium in the Premier League, match day 36. And it could be quite helpful if we were to win that game, and it's not going to be easy because it's Liverpool and we know that. I'll explain a little bit more in just a moment, but if you do enjoy today's episode, please leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button, leave me a comment, let me know what you think of this series so far, and let me know what you'd like to see me do once this series comes to an end. We are potentially, unless we win the Champions League this season, we are potentially going to go through for one more season. And then we will close the series and start on something new. So just one more season potentially left of this series. So let me know what you'd like to see me do, and I'll start to prepare for it. And don't forget, you can also check on what's happening on this channel. Keep up to date with everything simply by following me on X, formerly known as Twitter, and at JustOffsideFM. Right, we left the last episode, as I say, we'd beaten Paris Saint-Germain by that 2-1 margin. Tammy Abraham getting both goals in that 7 minutes and 37 minutes. We then went on and beat Crystal Palace by 5-2. Samadic opened the scoring on 2 minutes. He had a player of the match game, of course, Thielo Carrera after 43, 2-1 at half-time. Davima Bamba, who's breaking into the side, scored after 60. Tammy Abraham getting a goal after 69. And Jean-Claire Todibo rounding it off, a 5-2 win on 85 minutes. And as you remember, that left us second place in the league, tucked behind Manchester City on the same amount of games, etc., etc. But I can actually tell you that there has been quite an incredible score that I wasn't expecting that come up, and there it is. In fact, if we get a better screen up, I can show you properly. There it is. Manchester City 3, Aston Villa 4. Aston Villa have done us a right old job. In fact, they were 2 goals up there, 4-2 at one point. It was only the fact that De Bruyne scored in 93 minutes and made it look a bit more sort of closer than it was. But it does mean the top of the table looks like this. We have a game in hand over Manchester City, and that game in hand, if we were to win it, means that we are would only be 1 point behind them. And it also means that if we were to win that game in hand, barring any real sort of strange things, it's very likely that we can't be caught in second place. And as a consequence of that, we are guaranteed to finish second. Not quite there yet, but if we can get that, then we would be doing very well. Liverpool, 82 points. Arsenal could get 83 points. So 3 more points with the superior goal difference that we've got should see us through. But we just need to make sure 2 wins or a win and a draw out of our last 3 will guarantee us second. But we want to do better than that. It would be absolutely stupendous if we could end the series maybe by winning the title and also getting the Champions League. But we need to do it one stage at a time. We need to win the Champions League first. So that is how it is how it is at the top of the table for the moment. Wolves, Burnley and Brighton already relegated. And coming up from the Championship, I can tell you, we have a quick look at this. I think we can look at this. Yes, Southampton and Luton already promoted. Stoke, Fulham, Sunderland and Blackburn will play off for that third promotion spot. Bristol City, Preston and Sheffield Wednesday have all been relegated out of the Championship down to League One in this particular sphere. So there it is. That leaves us to today's game, and it's Paris Saint-Germain. Played them once at the Parc des Princes in the league phase of the Champions League, lost to them 3-1, which doesn't bode well, because if it's a repeat result, we would end up 4-3 on aggregate, which wouldn't be nice. So we need to try and preserve that 1-goal lead. A draw, I'm quite happy with. 0-0, 1-1, 2-2, 4-3-3, 4-4, 5-5. I don't care, as long as we draw. We just don't want to concede that 1-goal advantage at any point in the proceedings. If we can open up another lead, that would be very, very good. Team news, there isn't really much to tell you. They have 3 unregistered players. Not really interested in that. We've got 3 as well. Mohamed Kudus is out with a groin strain, so we won't see him today. But let's go and have a look at the team that will face Paris Saint-Germain. It's Champions League semi-final, second leg. Can we do one half of what we're aiming to do? Let's go and find out. And here is the side that faces Paris Saint-Germain in this Champions League semi-final, second leg. Mazzulia in goal, Parisi, Upamecano, Todibo and Wagnerman are defensive line. Shalanga, Ward-Prowse and Souček in midfield. Samadic is sat behind Bowen and Abraham up front. And then on the bench, Areola, Emerson, Paqueta, Watkins, Soufal, Kamada, Archibald, Kahera, Fornells, Mubama, Scarles and Zuma. And here we are at the Parc des Princes. Paris Saint-Germain playing a 4-2 I think it's a 4-2-4 actually, realistically. We're playing our usual formation. The one that's served us quite well up until now. Maybe not against the big massive teams. And we may have to sustain a lot of pressure in this game. Give a lot of possession away. And 6 minutes in, Mazzulia with a very long kick. It's brought down by Souček. Samadic in midfield, but Samadic not having control of that ball, which is very annoying. And it means that they've got the highlight. Donnarumma. It's gone all the way back to Donnarumma again. As they come forward, but Wagnerman cutting that out. And a ball forward looking for Abraham, but he's not got any on the end of that. Need to be winning this ball deep in their half. Would be rather good. Back to Donnarumma again. And cut out by Parisi. Parisi needs to get this ball in. Xavier! And the near post, it's Gerard Bowen putting it away. And we've increased the aggregate score to 3-1. We looked as if we were pressing quite high up the pitch. Parisi getting in. And Parisi just tucking it inside to Xavier. Xavier first time. Bowen was onside. Bowen tucking it away. He hasn't scored for a while, but it's a good goal. They have a free kick. 27 on the clock, so a shot from distance. Mazzulia seeing it over the Wagnerman with a free kick. 37 minutes on the clock. Todibo, Souček. Souček, Todibo. Todibo out to Wagnerman. Wagnerman. Oh, that's a poor ball. And we've given the ball away and they are on a counter. And this could be trouble. It could be trouble. Crossed it back, pulled it back. Oh dear. Ugarte. 4th goal of the season for Ugarte. It's 1-1 on the night. 3-2 on aggregate. And that all come from that poor ball. And very strong counter-attack. And Ugarte in loads of space. Mazulia pumps one forward. Abraham underneath, but it's not going to get through. And oh dear. Luckily, it was rushed. It was a poor ball. Abraham, I don't know why we're hitting it long. Need to check the settings. Over the top of Makara, and Mari didn't get it. Todibo. And Todibo's going to go back to Mazulia. Mazulia, what's Mazulia going to do with it? He's got Upamecano there. Parisi on that wing. Provided one earlier. Can he provide again? Samadic just got across this in. It's come back off the woodwork, I think. Something happened there. Souček. And it's an offside, or it's end of the half. One of the two. Oh no, it was come off of Abraham. And it didn't quite catch it right. If he caught that right, and the defender defending it well, and not enough time. It's half time. And stats at half time. We've had 2 shots, just the one on target. 0.36, 40% of the possession. They've had 7 shots, 2 on target. 0.43 and 60% of the possession. They are dangerous. And we only have that 1 goal cushion again now. But we're halfway through, and let's see if we can just get that little bit of extra impetus in the second half. And no highlights so far in this second half. It's a very cagey affair. But on 66 minutes from making 2 changes, Shalanga, obviously we're starting to tire, which we're going to have to be careful of. Shalaga is off, Paqueta comes on, Tammy Abraham is off, and Ollie Watkins comes on to replace him. And with 69 on the clock, we have a highlight, and it's Paris Saint-Germain. And trying to keep them back. It's gone all the way back to Donnarumma as they try and build out from the back again. It's just a very quick turn of pace, and all of a sudden they catch us, and this is through the lines. This is where we have to be careful. Minani, he scored, and it's all square. 28th goal of the season, and it's 3-3. And it's going down the drain slowly. It was going to happen. And with 71 minutes near enough on the clock, making a further 2 changes, we have taken off Fabiano Parisi. He's been replaced by Emerson on that left side. And we've also taken off Upamecano, who's all these players because of tiredness. And we still have a couple of tired players. And we can only got 1 more change that we can make as well. So we're going to have to be very decisive where we make that change. Where it's likely to do us the best. So that is the change that we've made. And Zuma, I was going to tell you, Zuma on for Upamecano, of course. Right, let's see what we can do then. And on 85 minutes, that final change being made for us, Lazia Samadic, he's picked up an injury, a foot injury. And we've had to replace him with Kamada, Dulce Kamada, up front. Let's see if he can do something. Just going to have a bit of a change around on the system here and see if we can get that breakthrough. And we join it. 87 minutes. It's crossed in and they've scored. And Barcola, question of whether he's offside, I think. And if they have scored that, they've snuck it. It's disallowed. It's offside. Back to 3-3. And yes, you can see him wrong side. Mazulia with the free kick. Ward-Prowse, can we go up the other end and sneak one? Now's the time to do it. Kamada, who's just come on. Out to Emerson, who's come on. Paqueta, who's come on. Fresh legs. Cross it into the area. Yes! Gerard Bowen, 23rd goal of the season, and we've pushed the aggregate 2-2 on the night. 4-3 on aggregate. Now we need to batten down the hatches and try and ride this out. It's all dependent on how much extra time we've got, or added time. Have we snuck the win? It's a great goal by Bowen, almost identical to his first. We have a free kick. 6 minutes of added time. We're in the second minute of those 6. Ward-Prowse with a free kick. Another one now would finish off Paris Saint-Germain. And are we going to have this? Ward-Prowse to Bowen. Bowen out to Watkins. Oh, good save. And it's gone for a corner on that far side. And it's eating up the minutes. Into the third minute. It's going to be a short corner. Third minute of 6. Bowen just winding out. We're going to see the Ward-Prowse again. Bowen finds Watkins. Watkins on target. And Donnarumma just getting a hand to it. Back to the corner. Short one then. Paqueta. Paqueta loses the ball. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And if... he's just got to cross this in and trouble pursues. Good save by Mazzulia. And it's still bubbling around. Ooh. And he's offside. Oh, dear. Lee was offside in that melee. Oh. Heart was in the mouth. And Barcola, a good save by Mazzulia. They have a corner. We are in the 7th of 6 added on. Surely not. Oh, dear. Ah. Mbappe, a short one. Lee, Murray, and Mazzulia. Caught him unawares, and it's extra time, which we could do without with the Liverpool game coming up. Ooh, dearie me. 18 shots, 8 on target. We've had 4 shots, 3 on target, 0.93 against their 1.97. We always knew that we were going to be low in the possession stakes, but there we go. Right, we'll be back with the first half of extra time. And with one more substitute allowed, we have replaced Wagnerman, who was very, very tired, with Soufal at the back there. Well, I think what we're going to do is we're just going to change those to a wing back on support. Just gone to normal wing backs now. Obviously looking for this goal, so we've just set up a little bit more positive. Got nothing to lose, and just unfortunate, pretty much the last kick of the match. But still tired players out there. One of which is Jean-Claire Todibo, but we can only replace one, and that, yeah. So we'll see how we can do. Let's see if we can go and sneak another goal. 3-2 on the night, 4-4 on aggregate. It's not going to be as straightforward as we thought. And no highlights in that first half of extra time. Extremely cagey. We are performing quite a 9 shots, 6 on target. So we lost a little bit of possession in that thing, but really, really tired players out there now. And we're going to struggle in this last bit. Is this going to penalties? That is the question. 106 minutes on the clock. Second period of extra time. And Soufal. Kamada. He pushes it out wide to Emerson. Come on, boys. Paqueta has a shot. Oh, he's come back off the post. And got away. And the throw in we will see. Soufal throws it in, but gives it away to Lee. And they are breaking now. Mbappe, and we're struggling because the players are tired. Oh. And Mbappe puts it away. 29th goal of the season. That's it. It's wrapped up. 4-2 on the night. 5-4 in aggregate. And once we'd lost that ball, and the player, I think it's Ward-Prowse, is also tired. You could see him struggling to get back. And who's this here? Zuma gets back to narrow the angle. It's just too late. And it is all over. The semi-final of the Champions League is as far as we're going, but by golly did we give them a game. And a couple of times there, all Bayer, I mean, it was literally in that it was pretty much the last kick of the game that they saved themselves, and we looked at that point as if we were going through. Gerard Bowen scoring both our goals, and it was 6 minutes of injury time, and it was in the 7th minute that they put that away. And heartbreak in the end. Mbappe getting us in extra time, but I can't really complain because the players out there were just tired, and I think Ward-Prowse, you could see him struggling to get back to defend Mbappe. I think probably should just taken one for the team and just took his legs out or something, but shouldn't really advocate that. But there we go, we are out of the Champions League, but we've given it one heck of a game. They've had 21 shots, 9 on target, 2.23 and 61% of the possession. We've had 12 shots, 8 on target, 1.96 on the XG and 39% of the possession. Well, first bit of news is that Samadic's bruised injury is just a small injury, 2 days. He's got a bruised ankle, which is good news. Before we find out the score of the other semi-final in the Champions League, Aston Villa have managed a draw, so beating Manchester City. They've drawn with Manchester United, and a 2-2 draw for them means that Aston Villa secure for sure a well-earned European place next season, and so they'll be playing in Europe. Manchester United on 68 can't now catch Liverpool in 4th, so no Champions League for Manchester United. Liverpool guaranteed Champions League football, which hopefully take the pressure off them a little bit. So that's how it is. Everybody's played 36 games apart from ourselves at the moment. That game in hand over Manchester United, it is starting to bottom itself out, but we've still will have that game in hand. It's midweek, start of the next episode, that game against Manchester United. Let's hope we can get a result out of that. Fitness is going to be our biggest issue, though. Well, here's the match momentum. And the first half, we were okay. We had 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes. They had 25 minutes. We scored first. They equalised, of course. They basically ran the second half. We managed to get a goal, but they got 2, which put us in a very difficult position, of course. That one right at the end, which was a real cruncher, because that draw would have been enough. We ran the first half of extra time and the second half of extra time pretty much. Kept them out and really could possibly have got another goal, but they were for blocking us off once they got their noses in front, and was never going to be turned around, was it? So we're just waiting on the result from the Real Madrid-Liverpool. Liverpool leading that one 2-0. What's the final score going to be? And there it is. Liverpool are knocked out 4-0 on the night. At least we didn't do that, I guess. And a 4-2. It went to extra time, though. They had a goal after 26 minutes. And then Rodrigo getting the second on 87, which took it to extra time. Scored it on 100 minutes, and then Vinicius Junior scoring the 4th on at the end of first half of extra time, 2 minutes into there, 107 minutes, and it's ended up 4-2. Real Madrid will play Paris Saint-Germain in the final at the Bayern Munich Stadium. In the final of the Champions League. We'll bring you the result of that at some point in a future episode. Well, is this going to be the next 3 matches are going to be so important because Manchester City have slipped up again. They've only managed a 0-0 draw against Leeds United, which means we have 2 games in hand over them. This one being one of them. And if we were to win today, and we can beat Manchester United, we will actually overtake them at the top of the table. Can we sneak this? What an end to the season this is going to be. It puts even more thing if we managed to get through to the final of the Champions League as well. Would have been absolutely stupendous. But we can now focus on this. We need to get a result against Liverpool. It's extremely important, as it turns out. So, without any more to do, let's go and have a look at the team that will face Liverpool. Just for context, we have played Liverpool 5 times in this series so far. We have beaten them 3 times, lost to them twice. The twice that we've lost to them, the European League quarter-final second leg, we lost to them here at the London Stadium. Núñez doing us on that occasion 2-0. The previous time we played them in the Premier League, back last season, we beat them 2-1. Jarrod Bowen and an own goal 4 minutes into injury time just gave us an unexpected win, basically. But we did beat them earlier in the season at Anfield, 2-0 on that occasion. Ward-Prowse from the penalty spot and Thomas Souček on 55 minutes. A similar result to that today would be very, very nice. And here is the team that faces Liverpool in this Premier League match day 36. Mazulia in goal, Parisi, Todibo, Zuma and Sufal along the back line. Shalaga, Kahera and Upamecano. In fact, we're going to swap these two around. In midfield, Kamada sits behind Bowen and Abraham up front. Areola, Emerson, Paqueta, Watkins, Friedel, Souček, but Mubama, Wagnerman and Samadic make up the bench. And here we are back at the London Stadium. Won 4 of our last 5. Of course, lost the one against Paris Saint-Germain. And Liverpool losing that one against Real Madrid. They've won 4 of their last 5. Drawn the other one. Playing a 4-3-3 today with a defensive midfielder. They are 4th on 76th. And we are 2nd on 80 points. Sufal with a long throw, throws it into the area. Todibo heads it down. Bowen, I'm not quite sure what happened there, but right on the edge of the area. Kahera is in space, chops it in, but Becker comes out for it. Highlight is going to continue. 10 minutes on the clock. So roll out to Calabria. But Parisi steps in. Parisi comes marauding down that wing. Can he get this ball in? He's cut it back. He's got Xavier there. Xavier is into the area. Xavier has a shot. Xavier puts it away. And it's, an own goal off of Endo in the end. And we go 1-up after 11 minutes. Parisi. It's going to be a very tight affair, this. But Xavier cuts it inside. Cuts through. Oh. And it was Endo stuck a foot out to try and stop Kamada or Bowen, I presume that is. Bowen, yeah. Getting on the end of it. Puts it into his own net. Highlight from the restart. And Darwin. Jones. Abraham in close attendance. Comitio. And Jones cuts it inside to Shazabazal, I can never pronounce his name. Oh, Upamecano steps in and says, I'll take that over. Kahera nearly lost the ball. Kamada finds Abraham. Abraham back inside of Bowen. Bowen back out to Abraham. Abraham into the area, cross it in. Bowen tries to get on the end of it, but it goes for a corner. Defended well. Bowen with the corner then. It's going to be one to middle of the box. Todibo heads it back in. Kahera just brings this down gently. Xavier and Becker saves. It's Allison, I think, isn't it? And Abraham, Bowen. I thought he was hit that for a minute and hit it really wayward, but chipped it in. And Bowen, that's the defender getting a foot to it. Was it Kanate getting a foot to it? Calibra on that far side. McAllister, Kanate. 31 minutes on the clock. Through Darwin, and they're in space here. Jones Need to be careful. Jones cuts it in, and they've got equaliser. And Dominic, and the name I can't pronounce, on 32 minutes, 1-1. And they were queuing up for it, weren't they? And half-time comes. It's 1-1 half-time. They've had 3 shots, 3 of which are on target. 0.37, 70% of the possession. We've had 3 shots, 1 on target. 0.52 and 30% of the possession. We really need more possession and more on target in the second half if we're going to win this game. Liverpool making 3 changes at half-time. 48 minutes on the clock. Alisson with the goal kick, or the free kick, should I say. Alexander-Arnold, one of those that's come on. The wayward ball. Soufal comes forward. He's got Parisi outside him. Parisi now cross this ball in. It's deep. Oh, it's come back off the woodwork. And we're going to be unlucky again by the looks of it. Now we got to watch. And we're nearly 70 minutes on the clock, making 2 changes. Soufal comes off. Wagnerman comes on. And Gerard Bowen, he's been taken off. And we've brought on Davine Mbuma. And with 75 minutes on the clock, again, we're getting tiring players, and there's only so many we can take off. In this occasion, we have taken off Shalaga and brought on Lucas Paqueta, and then we've also taken off Tammy Abraham and brought on Ollie Watkins up front. We have a corner. Kamada is going to be an outswinger. Kamada. It's deep to the back post. Upamecano trying to get there. Couldn't get there. Mbama is going to get there. Mbama cuts it inside to Upamecano. Upamecano finds Todibo. Todibo still alive. Zuma out to Wagnerman, who's just come on. Wagnerman creates the space. Cross it in, but it didn't go anywhere. And we're still alive. Parisi. Cross it in. Mbama. And pulls a save out of Alisson, but I think he was offside. See it again now. He was offside. And with 80 minutes on our clock, our final change is we've taken off Upamecano and brought on Souček. And we're going to need to go for this. We can't sit back anymore. And we have tired legs on the pitch. But the only way for going for it is all or break. A draw is not good enough. Only a win will do. Parisi with a throw in. Throws it to Paqueta. Mbama. Souček, who's come on. Souček creates a bit of space, but he was tackled. Wagnerman. Kahera. Through to Wagnerman into the area. Oh, Mbama. Chance goes begging. And we didn't get many of these chances, and need to be able to put them away when the chance comes. And it's all over, and all over with, what can I say? With the title as well. Parisi with man of the match, or player of the match. Alisson keeping them in it, really. 10 shots, only 3 on target. 1.28, 34% of the possession. They had 4 shots, 3 on target, 66% of the possession. Well, in the one episode, we have basically got knocked out of the Champions League, and whilst we've not totally thrown it away, we've thrown away the opportunity to get level with Manchester City. Well, with today's round of games complete, this is how it stands. That draw against Liverpool, not what we wanted. And I can't see Manchester City slipping up anymore. And we've got 2 really difficult games still to come. Manchester United and Arsenal, the final games of the season. And we always knew that on paper, the final 3 games were going to cause us, say, some sort of problem. But a draw is all we could get out of that game. And, say no more. Manchester City top then, having played 37, 1 game left to play. That'll be next weekend, and they are on 85 points. We have 2 games to play, and we're on 81 points. If we can win that game in hand, it would come down to the final day of the season. And if Manchester City lose and we win, Arsenal could still take the title, I guess. Arsenal are third on 77 points with 2 games in hand. They have 6 points. They can get 83. We need 2 points to guarantee ourselves second place. Liverpool have played 37 games. They have 1 game left. Can only get 80 points. So we can't finish any lower than third as it currently stands. Manchester United can't catch Liverpool. Oh, they can. They can. Sorry, I tell a lie. They can still catch Liverpool for that Champions League spot. They've got 2 games to play, 6 points available, 77 they could end up with. And then presuming they win those games and get the goal difference, they could still do it. Aston Villa are 6th on 68 and will stay 6th. Possibly. They've still got 2 games in hand, I'm forgetting. And then Crystal Palace are on 58. They can't be caught. They've guaranteed themselves a European place next season. Chelsea lose out. They're on 54. They beat Everton today 3-1. And we know that the Wolves, Burnley and Brighton already relegated. We'll come back for the final 2 games of the season in the next episode. It's a game in hand against Manchester United on Wednesday. And then final day of the season against Arsenal. We need to win both those games and hope that Manchester City slip up on the final day of the season. Who are they playing on the final day? Can we check? Who are they playing on the final day of the season? It's not going to be good. I'm going to wish I hadn't looked at this. They play Leicester. Stranger things have happened. All we've got to do is win both our games. Not going to be easy, but who knows? Who knows? Right, well, yeah, one of those episodes. Have you enjoyed today's episode? If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all future episodes of Irons in the Fire and our other series, Bottom to the Top, as they are released. New episodes of Irons in the Fire are released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. And the best way of keeping up to date with what's happening on this channel is to follow me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at JustOffsideFM. Hope to see you for the next episode. It's going to be episode 49. It's out on Thursday. Until then, have a good week. Bye-bye.